Good morning, my esteemed listeners and guests out there. Welcome to History and International Affairs Explained. My name is Joe Agafi. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to enjoy this beautiful program on my channel. Now, there's a question out there that can the Israelis and the Americans actually send in a ground troop, to go further in attacking Iran? Well, we can say that in theory, yes, but in practice, it's going to be extremely difficult, risky, and costly. Far more so than in recent wars in places like Iran or Afghanistan. The casualties could be very high on all sides, especially for the attacking forces, because as we all know, Iran is a mountainous region, and wanting to attack the Iranians from the sea will spell a huge big doom for the attacking soldiers, because they are going to be on a flat ground at the beach. Even before they could get to the beach, maybe the Iranians would have used their hypersonic missiles to, devastatingly destroy them. So now, let's look at the feasible parts of it. Now, is military attack possible? Well, the United States and Israel both have advanced militaries with strong air power, intelligence, and precision strike capabilities. They could damage Iranian infrastructures heavily from the air, but a ground invasion is a very different story, because Iran is huge with 80 million people, mountainous terrain. It has a large military and paramilitary forces like the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The geography is mountainous, desert, urban density, and strongly favors the defenders. Supply lines for invaders will be extremely stretched, exactly, and it's going to be far harder than in Iraq in 2003. Now, the casualty rates. Actually, there is no exact number, but we can estimate based on comparable conflicts. And key comparison here is the Iraq War. 4,500 US soldiers killed over years of fighting. 4,500 soldiers from America were killed in that war, and tens of thousands wounded. And Iraq had a weaker military than Iran, which has more stronger military than the Iraqis. Now, let's go for a likely casualty in an Iranian ground war. From the early phase of the invasion, there are going to be like heavy use of airstrikes that will reduce some resistance. But initial fighting could still cause thousands of casualties among the attackers. This is where losses could explode if it becomes a prolonged war. Iran could shift to guerrilla warfare style. Urban combat, like in Tehran, is extremely deadly. Proxy groups across the region could attack supply lines, yes. Rough, realistic estimates it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. If a full-scale invasion, happens, the US forces, likely tens of thousands of casualties will be killed nor wounded. Deaths could reach several thousand to potential 10,000 plus in a prolonged war. For the Israeli forces, Israel would likely play a smaller ground role due to distance, but if heavily involved, thousands of casualties also could be possible. While on the Iranian side, military and civilian casualties could be extremely high, hundreds of thousands or more depending on the war scale. Why are the casualties going to be so high? Terrain advantage, that's the mountains, and along these mountain routes they have the choking points where the attacking forces they can stretch up along the route, along the mountainous regions, and it will be easy target for Iranian snipers, for Iranian missiles to raid on them. Also, the cost and human economic aspect will be definitely enormous. Political support will be hard to sustain, and alternatively, sanctions, cyber warfare, airstrikes, which are less costly, can be brought into play. Yes, militarily possible, but strategically extremely risky, because the ground assaults, casualties for the US will be extremely high, and a long war could mean tens of thousands of casualties for the attackers and far more also for the Iranians. So I would like you, my listeners, what do you think about the possibility of Iran being attacked by ground forces? In your own opinion, how do you think it will go for both the attackers and the defenders? Thank you, my esteemed listeners. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day ahead of you.